Hey, everybody. Good morning. Morning to you. All right, y'all. So this morning, I look tired. Sorry, y'all. It's been a wild morning. I had calls overseas with some folks that I am working with that were early. So I have been up since early this morning, taking calls, doing a little bit of work. And I was like, whew, it's time for us to go live. So this morning, we are going to be talking about ways for some of you all that are smaller creators to earn an income from your skill set online without having to have like a huge social audience. I have been in this business now for the past few years. I became an influencer. I've been working online since 2013, but I started influencer marketing back when the pandemic initially happened for reasons that I've discussed in other videos. So, over the past couple of years, I've had an opportunity to kind of evolve the way I work in this industry. And one of the things that I like to do is to come and share the experiences that I've had and had some success with those of you all that are willing to listen so we can chit chat about some things that work. Because despite popular belief, even if you don't have the largest social media presence, you can still make a very good income on the internet um, without having to keep up with like the hustle and bustle that social media can quickly bring. So, if you are a creator where you're like, you know what, I love taking pictures, I love documenting stuff, I love creating beautiful videos, but I just don't necessarily enjoy the idea of having to dig into social media and be present like that. Like, I don't really want to share my life, or I just can't figure out how to grow the largest audience. Today's conversation is for you because I want to talk with you about a strategy that you can use where it's going to require a little bit of work from you, but if you are able to identify the type of work that you want to do, you can earn some really nice income just shooting pictures, taking videos, and not having to worry about your own social media, but doing this for other companies. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, because it is something that even with the decent size like Instagram and stuff like that, in the past couple of years, in the past year, I would say I have focused less on what my social media is doing and a lot more on my creativity and my content and honing in my skills so that I can be an asset to other people because just with everything going on, as far as my personal life is concerned, I run a completely different business. We got a bunch of kids. We're in a city where it's just our family. So we don't have all of the things that I had in place when we first began this journey. And it's a lot easier for me just to create content by way of working with companies and providing it to them versus having to figure out how to constantly engage a social media audience to drive sales and stuff like that. Like I've kind of backed off. Maybe I'm older, I don't know, but I've kind of backed off of the whole share my life and putting my kids on Front Street. Again, I have zero issues with people that do it. That is how I started and I love watching y'all and y'all family. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't want to do it. Wrangling up my wild children um, to be up in front of the camera and do stuff like that. It's just more work than what I want to put in, but I still love taking pretty pictures. I still love decorating my house. I still love doing all of the things. Just trying to do it for social media is not what I've fallen in love with. I fell in love with it and out of love with it really, really quick. So today we're going to have a conversation about how you can use your skills in content creation or and figure out how to make some money. If you're into that kind of conversation, I invite you to stick around. I'm going to do some housekeeping real quick because I got to make sure we get some announcements off before we get into the show. But that's the basis of the show. So if you got some content creator friends that y'all have kind of been having these conversations, go ahead, share this video with them. Even if you don't, share the video out with some other business owners. Let them know we're live having a quick conversation, and then drop down in the comments or put some hearts on the screen to let me know you're ready while I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Okay. So, housekeeping for those of you that have taken this step with me over the past week since we have been live to join the K Club, shout out to you. Like, high five to you for getting with somebody that you barely know. But for those of you all that have never met me before, my name is Kay. I have been in this online world since 2013. I have done a whole lot as far as content creation is concerned. I have blogged on WordPress.com. I have been live since Periscope was a thing. Like, it's a lot going on. You can learn more about me and my company. We run a business automation company on the interwebs at kwhitaker.com. If you want to learn more about that, and if you want to check out like our interior design firm and our design service, you can look those up over at athomewithk.com. I have a private club called the K Club where I offer additional coaching outside of what we do here on a daily basis, where not only will you get access to the replays of these live conversations, there are also resources and stuff that we are building out to support you and help you on how to get this done. Currently, as of yesterday, we started recording a mini course that I don't even think some of the members know are coming, that is going to address how to create a digital product so you can create like your first mini course and knowing how to use the technology behind it in order to get that set up. That will be released hopefully by tomorrow. What's today? Thursday? Yeah, hopefully by Friday we can get the rest of that recorded and put up, because we will be out on vacation next week. Woohoo! That does not mean we will not be live though. We will still be live. We will still be here at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Those videos will just be pre-recorded, so they may not be an hour long. They'll be 30 minutes long, but K Club members, you will have stuff to work on because that mini course is going to give you plenty to do while I am out. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to follow the page. If you're watching anywhere, be sure you follow me, because while I am a content creator and you see lifestyle and garden and home interiors on my profile every day at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, I do try to come here live and talk with other creative entrepreneurs on how you can earn an income by using the internet, but do it as a business, because we are running businesses here. Last week, we talked about structures. If you're in the K Club and you've not got an opportunity to take the quiz on what type of business entity you should be, remember that that is there for you. There is also a checklist once you have determined what type of business entity you should be, that will give you the steps to take in order to formally get yourself situated. But outside of that, I think that's all the housekeeping. What else I got? I got a major collaboration coming up in the next few weeks by early April that I'm really excited to share. It's been a long time coming. And those of you that have been keeping up in the IG stories, the laundry room is almost done. It's almost done. The contractors are painting. And you know, when paint hits the wall, whew, the project is almost done. Y'all keep up with that in the stories. TikTok, I'll post about it later today. But outside of that, I think we've done enough housekeeping. It is 10 minutes past the hour. Let's hop into today's conversation. So today, how you can make some money online being a small creator without having to worry about your social media. So I'm going to speak from experience. I'm going to share my experience and how I work, so that you can translate what I'm doing into your own business practices. Pick up some of what I've got going on, so that you can start to try to figure out how to do this on your own. One of the first things that I want you to do as a small creator is understand this. Okay. There are plenty of companies out there that are more than happy to work with creators and not depend on their social media audiences in order to accomplish their goals. A lot of times, these companies that are willing to work with creators, that they call user generated content or content creator generated content, they're willing to work with you all because it's a lot easier to work with us to create content for their companies than it is to have to manage that process on their own. What you have to know about a lot of companies is that sometimes they don't have the largest internal marketing companies. So sometimes finding photographers and videographers and project managing all of that and getting the story told is a lot of work that they just don't feel like doing. These companies that have marketing teams are worried about customer acquisition and their own social channels. So um, they are happy a lot of times when creators will reach out with a well thought out plan on how they can help them create the content that they need for their own marketing purposes, taking that load off of them so they can focus on the stuff that they've been hired by their companies to do, which is go get more customers. Going to get more customers, content is a huge part of that, especially now where most companies are using the internet to acquire their customers. So when you, as the content creator, are creating content for your social media, please realize that even if you don't have a large audience, it's because you are competing with some of the biggest companies that are outpaying you, have more people that are behind their marketing teams that know how to go and find customers. So they're just outmaneuvering you, and it's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Or you might just be like, girl, that ain't my problem. I just don't like the internet like that. And that's cool too, because I've been there. So, what I need you to understand is that when it comes to you as a small creator, somebody without the largest audience, don't shortcome yourself just because you don't have 100,000 followers, because that ain't the T, sis. The T is, do you have a skill in photography, videography, storytelling that other companies will find valuable that you can utilize to make yourself a living? And if the answer is yes to that, then you're in a perfect position. You just need to know how to find the companies that are willing to work with you. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So, one of the first things that you have to do when you are starting this whole process of kind of leaving your own social media channels behind and really focusing on your skill set is understanding the type of content that you want to shoot. Okay. Just because you are a good photographer and you can take pictures or you can create videos, and don't let people fool you, pictures are still very, very valuable, does not mean that you need to shoot for every industry. The same thing as far as your niche and understanding your audience as far as social media would be concerned. It's the same thing that's going to hold true when you start to take pictures and videos for other companies. You want to narrow down who you're going to shoot for and the type of content that you can shoot so that you can do what's next and build a portfolio that supports what you're looking to do. One of the mistakes that I see a lot of us make is that we think that our Instagram is our portfolio or our TikTok is our portfolio, and you very well can use it for that. But once you've determined the type of content creator that you're going to be and the industry that you're going to serve, you have got to put together a portfolio of work to display what you can do. And sometimes this means that the other content that you've created is just not going to be enough. So I want you to think in terms of like a model, right? A model has this book. I can't even think of the name of it, and I'm trying to use it as an example, but y'all know where I'm going, right? A model has this book that she puts together that displays her skill set. She's got her headshot, she's got her full body shots. She puts together this thing that shows a range of her skill sets so that she can go on these calls, these casting calls, and present herself in the best light. Well, it's the same thing for you if I am a home interiors content creator, but all I have is pictures of like beauty stuff or makeup and stuff like that. I need to spend a little time going to build up my home interiors portfolio so that I have something to show to other home interior companies that I can do for them. Because while photography is great, there are different things that different industries are looking for, different angles, different shots, and you need to educate yourself on what that looks like. And if that's what you want to do, you need to put together a portfolio that resonates with the audience that you're going to be approaching. So even though you may have lifestyle content where it's content of you and your kids, or you have content where you share beauty and makeup tips, but you really want to be shooting for something else, or you have content where you were like me in the beginning, where it was all business driven, but not heavy on the lifestyle stuff, you have to go and get that content, which means you're going to have to go and shoot it. Now, if we're having this conversation and you're like, okay, that's a skill, then shooting it isn't a big deal. It's just knowing that you need to put together some work and it needs to be your best work so that you can present yourself in the best light. So determine the industry that you're going to shoot for and the industry that you're going to attack. And then we need content for that industry. Um, Once you've had the content, once you shoot the content, then you need somewhere to house it. So there's several different ways to do this. I see a lot of creators creating like Canva portfolios and stuff like that. And I'm gonna come to the internet, to this internet with every other creator that's doing this that has the possibility to hear this. And I am going to say, if you can find a way to put it on your website, get it to your website if you have one. So I am a huge advocate for sending all traffic to your home base. Like if you were here and a part of our conversations last week, you know that I am a person that believes you should own everything. I'm not saying that you can't go and create a pretty Canva portfolio, but my experience, because we're going to talk about pitching in just a second, my experience is that when we're sending content to brands, they're more interested in the type of content that we can create for them um, than the packaging that they're in. You can have a very pretty package and fall flat. So if it's creating a Canvas slide deck or putting your work somewhere that's already beautifully designed, I'm going to say go to your website. And let me give you an example of what that looks like. So, we'll talk about that when we get to pitching, but collect your stuff. So, when I say collect, I'll give you an example of what a collection of a portfolio might look like. Okay. So, I'm an interiors creator and I also focus like on lifestyle stuff. So, if you were to go and look at my portfolio on my website at homewithk.com/UGC content creator, boom, boom, boom. I'll leave the link in the comments. You can go see it as an example. If you were to go and look at my portfolio, there are 3 areas that I target. I target interiors, I target lifestyle, and that could be anything from like, products that could be used in your home, food, drinks, stuff like that, and I focus on travel. So when you go to my website to look at my portfolio, those are things that are gonna be present. So there are examples of short form videos that I've done for other brands. I've had the opportunity to work on influencer campaigns. So I use that work to showcase what I'm able to do. There are short form videos that I've just made on my own that highlight products and stuff like that that are housed on the website to showcase my ability. You see pictures of furniture and how I'm able to style furniture. But more importantly than the furniture, you see the angles and the shots. And somebody in that industry that is looking for certain work, I understand what they're looking for per industry, and I make sure that those things are present. You see photographs of myself and my husband on trips, room tours, stuff like that, that would give really clear examples all in one spot of what my capabilities are. And they're housed in a beautiful website that also showcases other stuff that is a reflection of my work. I like it and I prefer it there because when I am pitching, and we'll talk about this in just a second, it's one link that I can send that gives an example of what I'm capable of. And now, if someone goes and visits that website, my website gets traffic, which helps me show up organically in the search engines, all the good stuff. Okay. So there's a method to my madness, but I like to house it on my website. I'm not against creating portfolios in a tool like Canva. All I'm saying is even if you have to present it in Canva and then transfer it to your website, get it to your own domain so you own it. We'll talk. I'll show you how to do that inside of K Club. Okay. Once you have your portfolio, you've done a little work, you know who you are, you know how you're going to shoot. You got to do some work and putting together a value statement. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Then you need to find the opportunities. Okay. One of the things that I hate to see with us is with some small creators is creators sitting back and waiting on opportunities to come to them. Unless you want to be a social media influencer and you want to be on the internet building audience and stuff like that, it's hard to get noticed, especially right now because everybody is a content creator. Okay. So you have to be diligent and work in the background and find the opportunities that are going to serve you. And when I say find the opportunities that are going to serve you, you got to come from behind a computer and be ready to sell yourself. Okay. There are plenty of ways to find opportunities. I want you to do kind of what we talked about yesterday with the service based business owners. I want you to look at what is in your home already that you love, that you have probably built your portfolio with. And I want you to reach out to those companies first. You already have lived experiences with their products. You already have a story to tell. And if you don't have content that you've created for them, it is easy. It will be easy to create something to show as an example. Okay. But starting with things that you already use, love, and own, make a list 10, 15, 25 things, products, services, companies that you are already familiar with, and make that be your starting point and where you're going to start your pitching process. And when we're starting the pitching process, the first thing we want to do is collect data, and that data is going to be contact information. And you might be like, well, dang, hey, how am I supposed to find that? I am so glad that you asked. Okay. Uh, One of the strategies that I have used that has been very, very, very successful is that I start on the affiliate side. And the reason why I start on the affiliate side, not saying affiliate marketing, I'm saying I start in the affiliate realm, is because a lot of times, if a company is already offering an affiliate program, they are content creator friendly. Okay. So if you are looking for companies to work with, start by finding the person that manages their affiliate programs or seeing if they have an affiliate program. Because if they have an affiliate program, that's an indicator that they are content creator friendly, whether that be social media influencers or whether that be a creator like yourself that just wants to create something and provide value to them. If you can find the affiliate manager and touch base with the affiliate manager and let them know what you want to do. A lot of times, the affiliate manager is more than happy to be the bone collector and take that back to the person that is responsible for pulling together those types of marketing campaigns to help you and them accomplish the goals. But when you pitch, you got to come correct. Okay. So you can't just reach out and be like, hey, I've been using your products. I love it in my home. I'm a content creator and I want to shoot for you. That ain't going to get you. That ain't going to get it for you. Okay. Remember, this is business. And also remember that because they are content creator friendly, because they are influencer friendly, they probably get emails a dime a dozen. Okay. People are all day in their inbox trying to work with them, trying to get something for free that is only one sided. You got to set yourself apart. Okay. But the first thing that you got to do is identify the people that you want to work with. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of how I would do this. Okay. Or how I currently do this. So, as a content creator, I kind of plan out, especially in the home industry, I plan out what my projects are going to be. So right now we're in the laundry room, but we've got upcoming stuff, and you'll see this play out over the next couple of months. We've got upcoming stuff where I have a focus on what I am trying to accomplish for the year. Okay. So for that year, I identify the timeline in which I want to accomplish it. So I might have windows. I want all of the windows in my home covered by the end of the year. Or I might have different projects around the house. Whatever it is, I list out what those projects are. Okay. Because the key to this, and I'm going to share this with you, and this may sound terrible, but the key to this is I want to earn an income while doing what I love in the space that I'm in. Okay. So I've chosen my home as the space. And as an influencer, yeah, you can take influencer campaigns and get stuff that you may or may not need. And that's cool. I'm not knocking that because I still do that. Okay. But what I'm saying is if you want to be intentional and you want to accomplish certain milestones in your life, get paid to do those things and create art at the same time, this is how you want to do it. Okay. So map out what you want to accomplish in this niche for yourself personally over the next, if you can't do a year, I know a year, if you've never done this, is kind of hard. So let's just say 12 weeks. Over the next 12 weeks, identify what's important to you and what you want to work on. This is a plan. Okay. Yeah, I put a plan in place. Once you have a plan in place, I want you to identify, based on that list that you wrote down, I want you to identify companies that would be perfect complements to what you're trying to do. So if you're a home influencer like me, and let's say I'm working on a game room project and I want to remodel my game room, well, in my game room, what things are going to be necessary in order for me to accomplish this? A lot of times, this starts with like a mood board, okay, where I've put together like a design plan for the space, measurements. I've kind of sourced products that I would love to have in a space, paint colors, the vibe, the whole thing. I've done the work for what I want my project to look like beforehand, okay, long before I start reaching out to anybody. And then once I have this mood board in place and I have what I need in order to accomplish it, I look at what I have that is already in my possession, and then I look at what I need in order to get it done. And then from there, based on what I need in order to get it done, I make a list of companies that I can reach out to where there are content creation opportunities that I can say, okay, this is what I'm working on in this season. This is what I need. And from those list of companies, I go back and I look at their social media to see what they're doing right now and how they're creating content that would align with the content that I'm going to create. Does this take a lot of work? Yes. Yes. But this is the beauty, and this is how you close more deals than not. Okay. So once I've identified on their social media what they're doing, based on their own content creation habits, I then say, okay, how can I tie in what they're doing into the project that I'm getting ready to work on so that I can make this make sense to everybody involved? So if I'm reaching out to furniture, and for me, especially for me, I've got a certain color palette and a certain style that is in my home that is not popular. Like I'm not a neutral girl. I you see the couch behind me is pink, okay? My walls are dark green. Curtains have patterns and stuff on them. I know I'm a little bit more eclectic than most people, so I'm gonna go and find companies that match my vibe, one. And then two, I'm gonna go and look at what they've got going on and tie it into my story. And then I'm gonna create the pitch. Then I'm gonna say, okay, company A, I've got this project that I'm working on. I'm a home influencers content creator. I've got this project that I'm working on. And I went and did a little bit of research on your social media, and I've identified a piece that would be perfect in this space. But I wanted to reach out to you to see if you were open to collaborating, because I'd love to feature you and create the content that I create for my own purposes, send it to you for your own marketing purposes. Would you be open to having a conversation about how we could possibly work together? I've sent mood board, and of course the message is a little bit more detailed than that, but I've got a mood board to show the connection. I've done a little bit of research. So I've tied my story into their story. And I've talked about in this first initial communication how I think what I'm doing will help them have some material that they can use to market in their own way. And then I asked them if they'd be interested in having a conversation about what I'm doing. I don't ask for product. I don't ask for, you know, can you send me this and I'll create this? No, let's talk. Because one of the things that I know is if I can talk to them about what's going on, we can collaborate. We both have a say in how this is going to work. And when I start mentioning pricing and deliverables and stuff like that, it's a lot more receptive than just in an email saying, hey, in exchange for this, I want to do this. Like they don't even know who you are. Don't even know who you are, don't even know why you're reaching out to them. All they know is they sell furniture and you want some. And you think they're gonna answer you? No. And much less not gonna answer you if you talk about, "Imma charge you $5,000." They like, "Who is this?" So in that initial contact, if you plan it out this way, this allows you to have work that you're going to do for yourself anyway, because by doing this work, this is going to help you accomplish your goals no matter what, right? Every designer needs a mood board. We all have to create a design plan, floor plan, and have a plan to project manage and execute it. We all need these things, okay? We're going to have that regardless. But once we have that and we can tie in other people's stories, then we can be more prepared when we go and say, here's my portfolio, here's what I've shot in the past, here's some examples of my work, here's how those companies were able to use my work. Um, let's talk so that we can come up with something that works for the both of us. I have my own ideas, but I'd love to chat with you to see if this is something that's interesting to you and see how we can come up with a plan, a custom campaign that will work for you based off of what I'm doing. Most people say, yeah, send me more about what you're thinking, or, how do we schedule a call? That is a pitch that people are willing to listen to because all you've asked them for is their interest. You haven't asked them to send you nothing and pay you a dime yet. Okay. Once you get on the call, now, if you're able to book a call, some people will be willing to hop on a call with you. Some people will operate with you back and forth in email. Either way, you need to be prepared. Okay. Sometimes you'll get a response and say, oh, yeah, Kay, we'd love to hear more about what you have in mind. Like, send us something. And it's at that point that send us something, I'm going into Canva and create a video proposal to send over to them to give them my background, to give them the background of the project that I'm doing, my thoughts and why I reached out to them, and a package that I think would help them accomplish their goals. And when I lead with the package, I say, hey, this is just my thoughts. Here's some things that we've done in the past that have been kind of popular, that brands have really went crazy for, and here's how they were able to use it. And I outlay it, send it in video format, and I send it to them. At the end of the video, it's still a, hey, if you have more questions, I'm more than happy to hop on a call. Here's a link to schedule with me. That's why you need that CRM in place that I keep driving home. High level, your calendar. You have a calendar that is already set up for them to be able to go to your calendar, choose a time that works for them, for y'all to hop on a call and talk about the in-depth proposal that you sent to them that included how much it may cost, it could cost, and what your intentions are and what you want to deliver, timeline, all of that. When you do it this way, you are taking a lot more serious. You're not just a content creator at this point, you're a business person that understands that they have needs and things that they want to accomplish, and you have value that you bring to the table. And I can tell you guys, following this process, you close a lot more deals and get a lot more money versus trying to pitch an email and not being prepared. It's not just about sending an email, "Hey, I love your product. I've been following you on Instagram." They don't care. They do not care, okay? Especially if you don't have a social media audience. They don't care. They could care less. What you wanna do is package yourself as the creator, as the ultimate professional that understands marketing, that understands content creation, that understands the value in having beautiful stuff that can help them accomplish their marketing goals, that is easy to work with, that communicates clearly and can articulate what you want and what you would like to do to help them get to where they ultimately would want to be. And when you communicate like this, then you can get to the money. This is when you don't have to worry about 30-day, 60-day, 90-day wait times to get paid, because you're establishing relationship first, because you may have identified a product and the company is hell to work with. You may have identified something that you love, but they have unrealistic expectations about what they want you to create and how much that should cost, meaning they only want to send you the product for free. You may have reached out to a company that doesn't work with content creators, or doesn't work with people that have a particular style. Like, if you can display to them that you've done your research, you understand who you are, and you have a slight inclination on what you can bring to the table, people are a lot more willing to talk because you've already done the work. You've already done the work. There's not a lot of work that goes into having a conversation with somebody that has already said, "This is what I can do." But people do want to know that you're not just there to self serve, even though what you're getting ready to do is absolutely going to help you in your own personal goals. There's nothing wrong with having goals and wanting to work with people in exchange for their products or goods and having something that's going to benefit you at the same time. But understanding that it's not about you, it's about the two of you and how you all can work together is going to be key. And being able to tell that story and build a relationship with the person that you're going to work with so that you can trust each other is going to help you get the deal for what is fair. And then once you get it, deliver. When you receive the product, communicate that you've received it. Have timelines in place to say, hey, if you send this, I can produce in this amount of time and you can expect drafts at this point, you know, and do what you say you're going to do. Under promise, over deliver. If you say it's going to take you 3 weeks, try to deliver in two. I have there's a checklist of items that they're going to receive. I always throw in extra. Not because I'm just like that. I always throw in a little extra. Hey, I saw this. I thought you would like it. A picture. Come on, you had like 500 of them anyway. Come on, it's really not going to be that bad. But I do that because my goal is to work on a more consistent basis. For me, I want to be able to go back to you and say, hey, we worked together on this last campaign. How'd you like it? How was everything? I've got this project coming up. Would you be interested in doing it again? And if you build good relationships from the beginning, then you can meet your personal goals, your financial goals, and your creative goals, and still be able to do what you want to do and not have to worry about the social media. Because social media, while it is good, while being an influencer is fun, it's more work. I'm gonna be honest with you. Being a social media influencer, working on those types of campaigns is a lot more work. When you post on your own profile, you got to worry about engagement. A lot of times when you get these brand deals, depending on how you get them for social media, if you've gone through like a network, there's several rounds of drafts. You're not in creative control, and then you got to wait to get paid. A lot of times when you're working on social media campaigns, you're on a 30-day net, a 60-day net, meaning you have done the work, posted the work, and now you got to wait a month or two in order to get the check. I ain't knocking it because I still do it, but I'm very selective about the campaigns that I work on now. But I've chosen the route of being a little bit more in control because you can set your payment terms when you're in these conversations that you have went and pursued. And all of that is agreed to before the contract is developed so that everybody's clear. All hearts and minds are on one accord before content starts. And once you deliver, you know exactly when you're going to get paid. And guess what? You deliver in advance and do extra. When I send an invoice, I invoice through my CRM. When I send an invoice, paid immediately. Immediately. There's oftentimes, even though you're not using social media, you can still get advantages for your audience. Like I still post on social media and keep an engaged audience because a lot of times the stuff that I'm creating for is beneficial for them too. It's just that I don't want to do the work to have to go build this great big audience. But if the brand wants to offer something to them, I'm more than happy to share it because it's helpful for them too. So now you look like an amazing person to your audience because you've got them discounts. A lot of times you can be a part of their affiliate program. So not only did you get paid for the custom campaign, you can earn income should you decide that you want to continuously share on social media. There's so many opportunities that are not necessarily available when it's just a basic social media influencer contract. when it comes to you going out to pursue the relationships that you want to have with companies based off of very specific goals. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying that the first email is going to get a response. But what I'm saying with structure, everything comes down to structure, right? I'm saying with structure, if you structure yourself like this, you come across as a consummate professional, and it's a lot easier to get the work you're looking for. It's a lot easier to set your pricing packages to help you accomplish your financial goals. And it may mean that you don't have to work as much as you would if you were only depending on social media in order to hit your goals because you can create bigger packages, deliver bigger packages for bigger checks and not have to create as often. Versus whereas on social media, even when you're not creating for campaigns, you still have to create because you got to keep that audience going no matter what, because that audience, the algorithm, is going to determine what your price tag is, how well people see your content or how often they see it, how many people you can reach is going to determine your value. And that is sometimes deflating because it more than not is outside of your control. Unless you're running paid ads, you don't control that. Another one of the benefits that I absolutely love about doing these types of campaigns is that you can provide advertising privileges to these companies where they can run ads through your platforms. You license it with the fee for a specific amount of time. And a lot of times, the growth of your audience is contributed to the advertisers that are running ads through your account. So let me tell you how this works, right? So a lot of people wonder how my Instagram grew like this. Okay. I was creating campaigns. I was licensing out advertising rights. White label rights is what it's called. So basically, the content that I create, I give the advertiser permission to run ads through my account. If you're a social media influencer, you're familiar with this. They run ads to the account. And this is why having a niche is important, right? This is why understanding your desired industry is going to be important because when you work with people that match that industry, and if you are even casually creating content for that industry where it's not on a regular basis, but you are actually creating high quality content. Maybe it's not every day, but it's very high quality. um, if you're in your industry and this company that matches your industry wants to run advertising through your account, now they're running ads that is in the same industry that you create content for. When people are nosy because they click through the ad to see who this creator is and they go to your account and see content that is in the same industry that matches this ad that they've been hit with, guess what? They hit follow. You get the follow, not the other company. The other company can get the follow too, but you get the follow. And they come and start being nosy and go down the rabbit hole of your content because it all matches up, it all aligns. So when you're in major alignment like this, now you're not responsible. You're not having to be responsible for growing your social audience. What you have to be responsible for if you desire to also have a social audience that grows, that's engaged, is to match the type of content with the type of people you're working with and making sure that you're putting this feature in your package so that they can run those ads and your audience can grow and you can get more work and possibly, if you desire, if your goal is to later on become a social media influencer, you can use that to your advantage because now everything is succinct. It's like the story matches, all wheels align. So somebody else's ad revenue is helping you grow your audience. Now, the caveat to that, I'm going to be honest, is that sometimes when you're running paid advertisement through your accounts, your organic reach will, suffer a little bit. But I mean, it was suffering anyway. So at this point, who cares, right? The idea here is I said, I love creating content. I love telling stories. I love making beautiful stuff, but I'm not necessarily the best at this big social media thing. Eventually, I may have desires to do so and I may want to do that. But right now, it's just not what I'm great at. But I am a good creator. But other companies, like I said, you're working with marketing companies. So their goal is to acquire customers, is to be good at advertising, is to be good to spend ad dollars to reach the audience of people that they're looking for. And if they're good at that and you're good at creating content and you let them white label and run advertising through your accounts, then now your audience can grow. And if you are just casually on a Saturday, cleaning up or decorating your house and you post this video, or these pictures, these new people that are coming to your account are going to see it, going to want to engage with you. And all you did was did amazing work for this company that's now advertising through your account. You see how this all, why it pays to do a little bit more extra, why it pays to think beyond the content. Like, it's one thing to shoot and be cute. It's another thing to think strategically about how you can accomplish your goals. And if you do this, then it's the best of all worlds. Now, I want to be realistic with you, right? I don't want you to go out and think that just because you put together a pitch package that everybody's going to say yes. Some people don't respond. Some people will say not right now, and that's okay. Depending on the response will determine how you follow up. But for the people that are interested that you can work with, when you do it in this way, you increase your opportunities for earning a very good income for you and also accomplishing those personal goals that you may have set up for yourself, and you make companies happy. You're in alignment, you are easy to work with, you build a very good professional reputation, and you're able to then go and replicate that again. You can create case studies and you can do it again, and now you're a content creator that loves it and you're not overwhelmed and stressed out and looking happy on the internet for your social media audience, but secretly depressed behind the scenes because you're overworked, overstimulated, and overwhelmed. You following me? So let me wrap this up for you because it's 10 to the hour. Let's go back real quick, recap what we talked about. Um, and then I'm gonna give you some action steps to go do to help you get this done. Okay. First of all, you're a small creator that is looking to use your skills in order to work with brands, to earn income, to support your personal goals. I want you to first write this down. Identify the industry of content you want to create for. Do you have to be monolithic where it's only one? No, you don't. Like I said, me personally, I shoot for three industries. I'm a lifestyle creator. I create for the home interior space and I do luxury travel. Okay. But I've identified that. And then once I've identified that, I need you to look at the work that you already have and see if it's in alignment with that. And if it's not, then you got to go shoot for free. You got to go create the content. The easiest way to do this, especially if you're like in the home industries, in home interiors industry or lifestyle, look at what you already have in your home and get to work. Look at what you already have around you, what you already have access to, and get to work. Get behind the camera. Start shooting the type of content that you want to shoot. Okay. Look at if you don't know what to shoot, make this list of the brands that you would love to work with and go and do some research on their social accounts and see what's already there, what's performing well, what they seem to post a lot of. Make note of it and go recreate it. Okay. Once you've recreated that and you have a portfolio, or you have content, I want you to put it in a portfolio, preferably over on your website. If you need an example of what a portfolio looks like, let me go grab my portfolio link. I'm going to drop it in the comments and make a QR code and put it on the screen. Here's an example of my website portfolio. It's in the comments now, and then I'm putting it on a QR code for those of you all. Um, Portfolio. I'm putting the QR code on the screen. If you're watching on your phone, take a screenshot of the screen, email it to you, and then scan it from the email from your phone, but preferably on your website. If you don't have a website, then go into Canva, Adobe Express, create something nice looking, but that has true examples of the work that you're trying to put together and be able to tell stories behind why you put that stuff together. From there, after you've got your portfolio together, I want you to put a content plan in place that is going to support your personal goals. Okay. The example that I gave you was for me, I have home projects. I'm in the home decor industry. So I plan out what projects I'm going to be working with. I plan out what I have and I look at what I don't have. And then I go find companies that align with the don't have and do that same research on them, see what they're creating, and see how I can make my story align with their content needs. And from there, I go and find contact information for somebody that I think would be a good point contact. A lot of times I'll start in the affiliate space because if they have affiliate programs, you can best believe that they're content creator friendly. Okay. But before I reach out to the affiliate, I prepare a pitch specific for this company, telling the story of what I'm doing and what I would like to do for them and ask them for their time to speak about it. I'm not I'm not pitching content ideas at this point. I'm not pitching payment. I'm laying the groundwork to get in contact with someone to say, "Are you the contact person that can help with this? And if not, do you mind pointing me in the right direction? I'd love to speak with you all about how I can create some content for you all to help accomplish some of your marketing goals based on what I'm doing." And if we get a yes, here's a link to schedule with me. If you want to use my calendar, here's my link. We can hop on a call for about 30 minutes to talk through it. And sometimes people will book a call and sometimes they'll just say, "Hey, send me more about what you're doing." And if they say send me more, then go and prepare a custom proposal to send to them. Don't just put it in writing. Take some time to create a video proposal to send over. If you really want to be a superstar, prepare the video proposal beforehand so that when they respond, it's automatically available and ready for them, and you can just shoot it to them. Put it in Loom, give it to them, and follow up. All right. If you do this, this is going to increase your chances of being booked. And as I've said, ain't none of this got nothing to do with your social media because we're not even focused on social media right now. We're focused on being content creators that wants to bring our content creation skills in photography, videography, and storytelling to a company to help them with their own marketing goals. They're going to use it on their own platforms. We're not necessarily interested in using it on ours. Although if it comes up in conversation and they're willing to pay, great. All right. So that's it. That's how, as a small creator, you can set yourself up to be in a position to earn a very lucrative income from the work that you do, despite having an engaged or large social media audience. Okay. Now, 5 minutes left. We got to wrap up, but I'm going to put this up on the screen. As I said at the beginning of the at the beginning of the live, I am a content creator and we just launched the K Club last week when we started going live on Wednesday. So it's literally been open for a week. Where we not only talk about this stuff, like all of our live conversations are put into a folder inside of the K Club where you can go in and watch the lives. But as we're doing these lives, we are also providing additional resources in how to get this done. Right now, we had a really good conversation earlier this week about digital products. So I'm preparing a digital product mini course for those that are in there to teach you how to create a course and how to use your CRM in order to get the course published. You can work on that next week while I'm out on vacation. For those of you that are creators, we are also creating in the near future, hopefully by the end of March, before the end of March, we will have what's called Pitch to Close Out, which is another mini course that is going to teach you exactly, it's going to give you our pitch emails, our pitch templates, our proposals, all of that stuff in one place that you can take customized for your own doing and teach you how to find contacts, show you where to go to get them so that you can strengthen your business as a small creator online. If you're interested in that right now, it's $7 a month when you use the code March25 to check out. Now listen, okay? Listen, Linda, listen. It's $7 a month because it's brand new and I am building the community. Okay. So ain't many people in there right now, ain't much going on, but that's for March. And I'm okay with that because I understand how things grow. After March, at the end of March, I cannot guarantee that it's going to be $7 a month. I know it won't be $7 a month. Okay. But for right now, for those of you that are willing to trust me, and build as we grow, $7 a month as long as you use the code March 25 at checkout. Okay. Head over there, get in there, get your spot now, pay your little $7. And be sure to join us every morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, because we're going to be having these conversations. Next week, when I'm on vacation, they'll be pre recorded. So they'll be a little shorter. But after we come back every morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, we're here together having a conversation about how you can strengthen your business to use the internet to make more money and reach your financial goals. All right. I'm Kay. Thanks for joining me. It's been a pleasure, guys. I'm so excited that you're here, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow morning, same time.